Today, Singapore currently occupies the top tier of global statistics. It has the highest PPP-adjusted GDP per capita, purchasing power parity being a metric that adjusts wealth figures based on the local cost of living and inflation. It holds the world's strongest passport and is the only nation in Asia with a AAA sovereign credit rating. These figures exist in a territory with severe geographic limitations. It is a small island off the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula that lacks natural resources, a hinterland, or even a self-sufficient supply of freshwater. In 1965, the situation was precarious. Following a sudden, forced expulsion from the Malaysian Federation, Singapore was an impoverished island populated by divided migrant laborers with no clear path to survival. The global consensus of the time of independence was blunt. The new city-state was mathematically and politically predicted to fail. Singapore's survival was actively built through an extreme 20th century political and physical engineering project. The new government identified three existential constraints: zero available space, zero exportable resources, and no unified national identity. Leadership approached these crises as a top-down systems architecture challenge. They viewed the nation as a machine that needed to be designed for maximum efficiency. The first constraint is the world's third highest population density, all packed onto a landmass of just over 700 square kilometers. To create space, the government turned to massive land reclamation and polder technology. A polder is a low-lying tract of land enclosed by dikes, where water is pumped out to create dry ground. This physical expansion has increased the island's total land area by 30% since the 1960s. This expansion was balanced by a strict mandate that legally preserves 10% of the land for nature reserves and green spaces. This policy forced planners to integrate tropical ecosystems directly into the urban infrastructure, creating the signature look of a city in a garden. The spatial strategy focused on hyper-optimizing every cubic meter of the environment for dual-use efficiency. The economic constraint was just as severe: an economy with no natural resources to extract or export. The state pivoted by using its location on the Strait of Malacca to make the island an indispensable middleman for global trade. They built the infrastructure to become the world's third largest oil refining center and its largest logistics hub. This same focus on premium infrastructure transformed the aviation sector, capturing the flow of global transit capital through Changi Airport. Strict zero-tolerance corruption laws served as the software required to make this physical hardware attractive to immense foreign investment. The final constraint was a population of transient laborers divided by race, religion, and language. The demographics consisted of 74.3% Chinese, 13.5% Malay, and 9.0% Indian residents, groups with no shared history. To minimize friction, the state adopted English as the neutral working language for global business, while maintaining 4 official languages to recognize individual identities. The state also intervenes in housing through the HDB, or Housing and Development Board, which manages the massive public apartment blocks that house the majority of the population. Within these blocks, the ethnic integration policy uses mathematical quotas to legally require different races to live in the same building, preventing ethnic enclaves from forming. This dense environment is managed by a rigid legal framework, including caning and strict protest laws, to maintain public order. In the Singapore system, racial harmony and public safety function as rigorously calculated parameters. This social engineering merges distinct traditions in daily life, most visible in the island's famous hawker centers. This system is often classified as an illiberal democracy, a system that holds regular elections but restricts civil liberties and political opposition in exchange for stability. The model prevents collapse by relying on a strict meritocracy, ensuring that centralized power is operated by highly competent technocrats. The resulting high-income, secure city-state stands in a location where experts once predicted failure. The little red dot serves as proof that a nation's destiny is dictated not by the resources it inherits, but by the efficiency and vision of its systems.